Today I'm looking at this True Detective magazine from March of 1977, which at the time sold for 60 cents. Right off the top, it's impossible to miss the bold red lettering. They don't pull any punches with this magazine, right? You're walking, in the grocery store, this is out, I think. Even the top line, too. Hell hath no fury like a greedy lesbian. Okay. And our last headline, subheadline down here, the child abuse death that outraged the South. So no matter who you are, if you're into crime, they've got you covered here, I guess. True Detective magazine was a pulp true crime publication first launched in 1924 by Bernard McFadden. It ran for decades and became one of the most popular crime magazines in America, especially through the mid-20th century. It was best known for its dramatic first-person crime stories, detectives recounting brutal cases, sensational cover art and headlines, and moralized tales of vice and justice. Now, recently, I picked up a small stack of these off eBay, and today, I'm gonna flip through one for the first time. So, grab a drink, a bowl of cereal, I don't know, fold some laundry, or hey, just sit back and pay attention. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at the back. Surprise, surprise. We have a very grisly man here. Winston's, yeah. When your taste grows up, so should your cigarette. What you want from a cigarette changes. Once I smoked just to be like everybody else. Now I know what smoking's all about. I smoke for taste. And Winston's real taste is what I want. And I want chest hair like that. And a beard. Look at this. Look at this guy. Let's go. Surprise, surprise. We're starting off with an ad on the left for sharpening saws as a career, I guess. Yeah, always targeting the trades, like jobs like this for sure. Your dreams can become a reality with DuraClean Service Business. Again, it's always about working for yourself. Everybody's fed up with their jobs. Okay, here's our table of contents. Again, like I said, we got March 1977, Volume 6, Number 6. It's the 53rd year of publication of this magazine. We have our specials, which is headlined by In a Coffin. In a Coffin. Tight. The child abuse death that outraged the South. Hell hath no fury like a greedy lesbian. Okay, moving on. Vinyl repair. A lot of vinyl repair in these magazines. A lot of vinyl in the 70s, folks. A lot of vinyl, a lot of couches, a lot of vinyl furniture. Incestuous love had to end in murder. Okay. Right here on the right, we've got the Book of World Sexual Records, an encyclopedia of sexual dimensions, facts, and curiosities. They do not let up. Page after page after page of this type of thing in these. Even this, a strangled nude, an illegitimate child, a cheating hubby, a beautiful daughter, and an Arab tomcat who spoiled her sexual hijinks with daddy. What a sentence. I'm gonna read that one more time. A strangled nude, an illegitimate child, a cheating hubby, a beautiful daughter, and an Arab tomcat who spoiled her sexual hijinks with daddy. Wow. These were the fantastic elements uncovered by the seasoned homicide sleuths in the most incredible murder investigation they ever handled. I mean, I don't think I've ever read a sentence like that before. So, we're not reading this story. Unfortunately, I'm starting to regret it. It's steamy. What the heck? Is that actual? I can't tell what I'm looking at there. I still can't really tell if that's nudity in the magazine. No, it's covered up, right? That's just her, okay, that's just her rib cage, I think. I don't know. That's a weird photo. Hey, if you're tired of vinyl repair, just join this seamless spray. Puts you in an inflation-proof business. It's like power washers, man. Power washer videos are kind of like this format, right? This format that I'm doing right here is supposed to be about just like, hey, chill. Just like I got this noir music happening, right? And like you could fold laundry, like I said in the intro, right? You can just put it on before you go to bed. That's like those, you ever see the power spray videos? Similar thing. People just spray off a driveway for like 10 minutes. I feel like men's wigs were a lot easier to do in the 70s when the hairstyles were of this type. Like, it's much easier to make a wig like this than it is to try to do a wig of like a current style of haircut. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, even my haircut now would be difficult, I think, especially when I've just got it cut to have a wig. But if you throw this on, no problem. They just look like bowls. Here we go. Here's the headline. What the? Sorry. Girl found herself clad only in a diaper when she regained consciousness. Captors subjected her to every abuse imaginable as she lay in the coffin. Her ordeal lasted more than 48 hours. Oy. Jeez. I can't even start with that. I just don't even. I can't even start with that one. I love this little headline. Midwest case of the punk who shattered the lives of the young state trooper's happy family when he fulfilled his twisted ambition. I'd like to get a cop. Punk. I like that. This guy's a punk. A lousy punk. I just don't know. I just don't know if this magazine would, this type of thing would sell. I'm sure it would. I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, but just. Oh, they're retelling stories at this point. So maybe they are running a little bit low on content or something, because they're like bringing stuff back saying this is from the best of True Detective. Here's a classic for the anniversary or something. Replaying the hits. Here we go. Hell hath no fury like a greedy lesbian. Look at the photo thing. What year did I say this was? 76, I think. 77? Did lesbians exist then? Here's another sensational headline. 9 stab wounds killed the Sunday school teacher. very 70s looking men here, detectives. Yeah, you could subscribe to this magazine for, I don't know, I mean, inflation, sure, but $4.80 for an entire year. 12 issues. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not like you sit down and read this magazine in one night. You know what I mean? Like you get, okay, here we go. The cryptogram. We've had these in a couple of these episodes. They would publish a cryptogram. So I put it up for you, my esteemed cornflakes, to be the first to solve this cryptogram. Pause it, screenshot it, solve it, read the instructions, and post the answer in the comments. Let's see who can be the first to do it. I don't know, I'll think of something. I'll give you a shout out in the next one. Or a shout out somewhere, okay? Yeah. 9 out of 10 ads are about getting a new job. Like, you need a new job. There must be a better way to earn a living. See, you're targeting like a whole subset of people seemingly in the working class that is seemingly unhappy with some kind of element of their life. And apparently that's the demographic that they're targeting these magazines at, because every other ad is about a different trade you can learn, a different job you can get, something that you can do from home, learn from home while you're working your dead-end job, and meanwhile reading our magazine, right? So what does that say? What do you think that says about that, who they think their target is? See? They're rarely trying to sell you something. I mean, they're trying to sell you their course, but they're rarely trying to sell you like a product. Like, they're not trying to sell you this new, new camera. They're trying to sell people jobs. That's what's for sale in this, is jobs and careers. See? Like every one of them. It's basically like the old, what did they call them? The classifieds. When you go through and like circle the job listings and the classifieds, is like practically this. Classifieds. There's a trip down memory lane even too. Yeah, you almost saw that, but I blurred it. It's the answer to the cryptogram. Like I've said that in each of these episodes, but these magazines were material for, if this is the first one you're seeing, like these magazines were material for guys like Ted Bundy and Dennis Rader, BTK, and serial killers of that time. They didn't have access to content. There was obviously no internet. They could get these and read stories about, criminals that would attack women and strangle women and tie women up and do all these terrible things and fantasize with this magazine. Especially from the 60s more even than the 70s ones, right? But yeah, I mean, Dennis Rader's in his 20s, in the 70s, I think, yeah, like late 20s, mid 20s. He didn't start, I don't think, killing until his 30s, so, which is very late. Look who's smiling now. This guy. Yeah, and brings us back to our handsome man on the back. Should do a calendar of these guys, like the the back cover men of True Detective magazine. But yeah, so there you have it. That is True Detective magazine from March of 1977. Sold for 67 cents back then. I enjoyed doing this one despite the cover. And I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. I hope you're still with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this content and what you think about this new kind of vibe and all that. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.